Hi there, welcome back to Sunnyside Journals. I'm here today with another flip through of a journal that I have created from a repurposed vintage book. This book is called Tulips. It's a children's storybook that has been repurposed and the spine enlarged to hold more pages. It is from, I believe, 1963. One moment while I check. I should know this ahead of time. 1963. So Tulips is an interesting book that I enjoyed creating. It's a storybook that actually tells a story without words in it. So it was fun to make because the illustrations tell the story of not only how tulips grow, but how seasons change. And it does it all through the artwork. And so because of that, I took liberty to also include a theme not only of tulips but also of the different seasons of the year in this book. There's plenty of journaling space in this book. It has, hold on, let me see, has 80 pages in it. There's 2 signatures in it and a 1 1/4 inch spine. It is a big book. As you can see, it's actually in landscape instead of portrait orientation, which makes it quite unique, which is why I was really looking forward to making this journal. It has all repurposed, either old or vintage, fabrics, laces, trims, buttons, throughout. Everything. There is nothing in this book that is brand new except the glue or the ink. The glue and the ink are new. Everything else has come from repurposed sources. As ever, because it's one of my books, whenever I can, I love to put rickrack in. So there's beautiful rickrack here on the end with the vintage buttons down the spine. So let's take a look inside Tulips. I've included an Ex Libris sticker so that the new owner, sorry, I had an itchy nose there. The new owner can place this wherever you like. Some people like it on this part of the book, but I thought this was so pretty with the little chipmunk getting his storage ready for winter. I didn't know whether the new owner might like to put their Ex Libris sticker there, so I just thought I'm going to leave it up to you and you can decide. There's some trim here with tulips on it, and so I had to include that. Here's a little journaling card I created, and it's got tulips on it. You can see from this stamp here that it was from a public school in Cobourg, Ontario. That's a little town, beautiful little picturesque town on the north shore of Lake Ontario here in Canada. I've included in this tuck spot with a photo of tulips on it, just some little pieces of journaling paper. Lots of journaling space. This is a flip out on ledger paper. Not a lot of inking in this book. You're going to notice that it's mostly, I've left the paper just to be bright and cheery the way it originally is for a child. This is cold press watercolor paper. Here's some fussy cuts out of a Dick and Jane book. You can see here they're starting to get into autumn and Halloween. If you watch through the pictures, it's so charming because you can see down here the tulip bulbs that are dormant right now. You'll watch the mom and dad coming and going and the children. And I love watching for what this little squirrel is up to. So this is the month of November. I've included a children's division card that's been decoupaged with a napkin. I've included a card here. I didn't alter it because I just thought it was lovely the way it was with a pumpkin on it. It's a vintage children's playing card. There's some recipes here for fall, hearty fall recipes, potato soup. I've also included some recipe cards from my own mom because my mom made such good pies. So that's my mom's pie crust. That's her writing. And this is my mom's pumpkin pie recipe. So you will find that in your new journal. Here's some natural paper that actually has leaves and grasses inside the paper. And that's the center of this signature. And you can see here I've left the strings where it's been hand sewn. Winter is starting to come. There's the young lady in warmer clothing and everything gone to sleep. December, winter is definitely here. Snow is on the ground. So I added some snow. There's a tuck spot here made from the corner of a vintage game box. So it's quite a sturdy corner. This is thick cardboard because it's really from the lid. A bookmark made from another game box that's got a leak on it. Bingo card with tulip detail on it that can be journaled on the back. Another page from a botanical book with tulips, and there's journaling space with bullet journal paper on the back of that. There's the children, there's presents, so obviously for this family Christmas is coming. January, little boy is making a snowman, and again the tulips, you can see that the roots are starting to do things. The little fella over here is still asleep. I added that. I thought that was appropriate, a cozy hole. More cold press watercolor paper. Ledger paper with a little bit extra room. Since ledger paper is long, I thought why not include it, so all I did was fold it. More laces. This is February, so I included a little Valentine. And some music from a vintage children's music book. I added this myself, The Long Winter. I think that was from Little House on the Prairie. Spring is arriving. It's March. There's a robin there. You're lucky I didn't cut him out of the book. I usually save robins for myself. Our little friend is awake now, and so are the tulips. There are a few little tuck things here. A card with a robin on it. And there is, oh, this is from a book on Irish customs because it's March. And March is, of course, the month we have St. Patrick's Day. So I included that. Something came, oh, these, I should have looked in here before I got started. This is an extra envelope of extra goodies that I had left over. And this will be included in, we'll cover that at the end. Here's a little tuck spot made from a vintage book on how to plant tulips. And a page out of a gardening book on tulips. An index card with, this was out of this 1960s that I've glued on there. And just a little bag that you can keep your goodies in. I'll tuck that there. Oh no, I'm going to put that in there. This page is also from the 60s, from a Better Homes and Garden magazine. And it's again all how to plant your tulips and tulip bulbs. More watercolor, cold pressed watercolor paper. Graph paper. Spring has arrived. There's the other robin. The mommy and daddy robin are getting busy. April, mommy's on the nest and daddy's flying in to help take care of her while she's busy. This little guy's awake and the tulips are up. More ledger paper here. This is Fussy Cut from a Dick and Jane book. There's Sally there fighting with the dog over an umbrella since it's springtime, and of course April showers bring May flowers. This little trim here has little flowers on it, so I thought that was appropriate. Playing in the rain. More ledger paper. Summertime, June. The robins, the babies have left and the robins are leaving too. Here's a little postcard made on Arch's watercolor paper, and I've decoupaged a napkin onto it in cheery colors with strawberries, because where I live, the end of June is strawberry season, and it's also vacation time. That's from a children's music book. Oh, I put you on 2 pages here. Hold on. There we go. A little journaling space with some flowers because it's summertime. There's the robins enjoying their free time now that they're empty nesters. This is the center of the signature. I have left the strings. You can trim them back if you like. I kind of like them. It shows that it's a handmade book. July, the author chose fireworks for July, and that's absolutely appropriate, certainly for Canada and for the United States. We have our fireworks on the 1st of July, and our neighbors to the south have their fireworks on the 4th of July. So I included a cartoon from the Family Circus on fireworks. I thought that was appropriate, and it's also for summertime holiday season, which certainly July is for the where I live. July is definitely vacation time. More ledger paper. This is children's construction paper. School is starting back up again. It's September, and this little guy is getting his food storage ready again, and the tulip bulbs are dormant once again. I've added in some trim that looks like, to me it sort of looked like sunflowers, and that's when sunflowers are really starting to get heavy heads with seeds. Ledger paper with a fold out, little tuck spot here with a page that says gardener's notes, because usually there's still work to do in the fall when you're cleaning up what's left in your garden. And just a little extra notepad made with leftover papers. Robins are still hanging around. They haven't left yet. Certainly where I live in Canada, they eventually leave in the fall at some point. And there's our little friend back in, keeping safe and snug in his home. This is a Currier and Ives postcard titled The American Homestead in Autumn. A rusted paper clip here. A bookmark that I usually like to include. There we go. I've added a library pocket and then put a little index card in the library pocket in the back here, so that you can use that as a tuck spot for yourself. I added a few little extra goodies in that I just thought you might want to put in yourself. Just a fun little, this is from the game Funny Bones. I thought with gardens and tulips that these little flowers were appropriate. An apple for autumn, and then just a little guest chuck, which makes a nice journaling spot. It's actually a double page. So those, and this is a homemade envelope made, I believe this is, oh, I thought it was Handel's Messiah, but it looks like it was made from a song called The Frolic Something. I'll never know because I cut it up to make the envelope. So there, that's the book, the junk journal called Tulips. And this will be available in my Etsy shop, which will be reopening on Wednesday, September 25th. So I hope that you'll go over on Wednesday and take a look if you're interested in this book. I'm doing a welcome back reopening special. If you'll notice, if you visit my other videos here on my channel, I will have 5 additional free journals handmade by me that will be available to the first 5 customers who place an order on or after Wednesday, September 25th. So I explain how that goes about in that video. So if you're interested, go take a look at that video too. I'll put a link down below so you can find out about the 5 other videos. That's my way of saying thank you for visiting me again and placing an order after September 25th. So thanks for visiting, and I hope you enjoyed this flip through. If you've got any questions at all about this book, don't hesitate to message me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, there we go. Thanks. Bye-bye.